Krista McCullough was clearly a brilliant and gifted teacher. The kind of teacher that inspires students to higher goals and lifts the spirits of those that believe they can't learn. That she, among all teachers, died in so tragic a way got me thinking. Children everywhere would rather have that one teacher replace Krista. That one teacher that is just determined to ruin an otherwise terrific school year. This is a list of my teachers that I wish would have died in a fiery run. Now, don't get me wrong, I love teachers in general, and I have had some great ones along the way. There was Mrs. Collin, who let me and my friend use dangerous chemistry equipment to reclaim silver from stock chemicals. Mr. Hook, who saw potential in me that I didn't even know was there. And Hank, who made me think and work a little bit harder, and who was delightfully into wolves. But come on. I mean, you guys know the teachers I mean. You can't tell me that every flight controller at NASA is a great person. Some of them are just going to be douchebags. Same with teachers. Some just make their students wish them onto the moon with the oxygen running out. Krista McCullough shouldn't have died on the Challenger explosion. None of the tragic accidents of the space program should have happened to individuals who inspire those around them. Accidents should happen to jerks. So, without further ado, number 1, Mrs. Knopf. The names have been changed because social media. In 2nd grade, we had timed math tests. You had about 5 minutes to answer all the questions on the test. First, you started with 25 addition questions, and then 50 addition questions, and 100 addition questions. From there, you graduated from subtraction to multiplication to division. I was the worst at them. I understood the math, but I could multiply in the quiet of my room, but when there was a time pressure, my mind went blank. I don't think I ever got past the 50 subtraction questions. For a competitive person like me, being way behind the class was bad enough. But the worst part? This seemed to be the only thing that Mrs. Knopf focused on in terms of my academic achievement. Not my above average reading, not my interest in art and performing. She brought my parents in for extra parent-teacher conferences because of these tests, you guys. She made me feel that I just wasn't smart enough to learn. It was the only thing I ever remember her talking to me about, besides keeping me in at recess for not coloring in within the lines. Super helpful for the weird-looking, pudgy redhead who already had trouble making friends. Okay, so maybe you don't believe me. I sound super bitter, I was only a child at the time. Time tests don't sound so bad, right? Yeah. Well, I went to school in a small town. We would run in to Mrs. Knopf. And my dear, sweet mother, who doesn't, as a rule, hold grudges, would always come away from these encounters mumbling angrily about the old witch's unhelpful obsession with multiplying its speed. Mrs. Knopf should have died in the Columbia disaster. No question. Fuck her and coloring in the lines. She can get ripped apart by supersonic forces on the descent, thinking she was just hours away from administering some high-stakes quick-fire math tests. Let payload specialist Laurel Blair Stolten Clark continue to enrich her community, and instead have that tiny piece of foam destroy Mrs. Knopf and her fucked up sense of how fast people need to subtract. Number 2, Mr. Lewis. This fucking guy. Okay. Mr. Lewis taught history and civics. And he was the football coach. And boy, did this school love football. Civics, not so much. Mr. Lewis lacked any basic knowledge of the United States after 1865. And when he discussed current events in civics, he often helpfully inserted his bigoted, misogynist, fundamentalist Christian opinions as fact. And he played the same bootlegged 20 minutes of Kenny G's greatest hits during every single test, you you guys. Every one of them. So now every time Going Home comes on in an elevator, I have a Pavlovian urge to yell out, "The Civil War was fought over economic issues and states' rights!" Mr. Lewis should have died in the launch rehearsal of Apollo 1. It happened after 1865, so he for sure didn't know that it happened. It would be really easy to lure him onto the capsule. Let Ed White, worthwhile human being, an astronaut, go home and put this doof in his place. Maybe his hot air would have helped put out the flames. Number 3. Okay, this one is a twofer, but you know, that's 2 more saved astronauts, so just go with me. Mr. Stevenson and Mr. Gable. It's probably hard to tell from the fact that I'm reading an autobiographical listicle on a Monday night at a feminist alternative performance event that I was a band nerd. I love the performing, I love the uniforms, I love being made out at football games. But I didn't actually love to practice my instrument so much. I was not a gifted trumpeter. I did give my all at fundraisers, and I was a strong contributor to morale. But the band and I needed to break up. I was going to college for theater, and I wanted to drop band in favor of choir, so that I could be that dreaded double threat. In retrospect, it's a little strange that I felt that I had to give notice rather than just not show up on the first day of class. But I was a professional, goddammit. So, on the second week of all-day practices that precede the actual start of the school year, I went to Mr. Stevenson and Mr. Gable, and I told them that I was dropping band to focus on my acting. I fucking hate my younger self. So, a normal person might chuckle to themselves at this self-important ginger, not quite an adult, quitting what was essentially a hobby. But Mr. Gable got angry. He told me that I was a quitter, that I must be quitting because I hadn't practiced, that I was letting everybody down. I had never practiced. Why would I quit now if that was the reason I was dropping the class? Mr. Stevenson, the longer acquainted of my 2 band teachers, glowered at me, and Mr. Gable's yelling crescendoed into a fortissimo. This guy loved my band joke. I'm glad somebody got it, because I had to look it up. I told you I didn't practice. This is actually my music stand, and I think somebody's playing from it as a child. I think somebody's playing later on, and this will be officially the longest it's stood in front of an actual music performer. Sorry. These were men I looked up to as mentors. They taught me how to show up on time, how to appreciate music, and how to work with a team. And they couldn't be happy that I had found a direction in life. Instead, they left me in tears and with a lifelong bad taste in my mouth for vigorous marches. I would stick both these fuckers on Soyuz 11. That's the only fatality to actually occur in space. I think Mr. Gable and Mr. Stevenson deserve to be on the rapidly depressurizing capsule rather than cosmonauts Vladislav Volkov and Viktor Petrovskaya. Good luck conducting your way out of that. Jerks. Number 4, Professor Finn. Professor Finn was supposed to teach me about early Christianity. Every lecture, his TA would put his mic on his tie at just the right spot so he could be heard from the back of the room. And without fail, the professor would move the mic down and then mumble through the rest of the lecture. Impossible to hear. Until he got to what I can only assume were just killer jokes about the Second Council of Nicaea. Whereupon he would crack himself up, uttering a hearty and and then go back to mumbling. I didn't learn a thing. I guess that's not so bad, right? Yeah, Professor Finn can replace Fred Hayes, but not Bill Paxton on Apollo 13. You know, go through the big scary space accident but return safe. I mean, just imagine the iconic dialogue. 13, this is Houston. We've got one more item for you. When you've got a chance, we'd like you to stir your cryo tanks. Loud explosion. Houston, 13, this is Houston. Say again, please. Number 5, David Cacciatore. I have never seen a teacher create such a combative environment as this asshole. He pretended not to understand basic English in order to mock struggling students. When one student lacked the technical vocabulary to describe the problem she was having, he feigned ignorance of her underlying question. When she asked again, trying to find the words, he just stared at her until she meekly dropped the question. He made sexist comments about his perception of students' professional attire and taught in such a condescending way that most students just gave up. Lacking empathy, teaching ability, and a non-punchable face, he, rather than Krista McCullough, should be the one on that flight in 1986. Let's sacrifice this backwards, pig-headed dinosaur on the Challenger STS-51L. Let those O-rings fuck him right up. Krista should have stayed here. She was 37 when she died. So that's 28 years until retirement. She taught 4 subjects, including a class that she invented called The American Woman. So that's probably something like 7 classrooms a day, maybe 19 students each, 2 semesters a year, multiplied by 28 years. That's 7,448 students who would have had the privilege to learn from a caring, compassionate master of her profession. Thank you.